This is Ollie. He's a bit camera shy today, aren't we? On cut and grind on a Friday. Cool. So we're just doing a haircut today. What is it we're doing, my dear? What are we doing?
So basically, I just want the same style, a bit off the back and sides.
Yeah.
A bit of a trim on top.
Cool.
I'm getting quite a bit spilling over, so maybe take it a little higher on the parting.
So as we previously discussed, we're going to take it to like a 2, perhaps a 1.5, just around the edges, because obviously the hair is coloured as well. The eyes might catch up a little bit. With Ollie's hair, some guys he feels like he's forcing too much over. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the parting a little bit higher, because his hair, you can see it sits a lot nicely like that. So we'll just sharpen that up. I'm going to just connect this little overhang. I'm just going to follow the previous shape what I've done. So we're going to do the fade, but we're going to dip it low to about here. If I take this all off, it's just going to it's going to go too flat to the head, and it's not going to connect. And with his crown being quite jumpy, it's long enough now, it's sitting really nicely.
It's a jumpy crown.
It does jump a lot. It's got a mind of its own.
It's like me in the discotheque.
Yeah. So with regards to the length on top, again, not too much, just enough to give it, we just want to cut into it because we still love the colour. It's just obviously it's all getting very long, it's all getting very heavy. So we're just going to texturise, take some of the weight out.
And now that the blonde's growing out,
yeah.
When you do the sides with what you've got in mind and taking it a little higher, how much blonde, you know at the moment?
You will still get some blonde, that's the thing. You will still get some blonde. This is obviously going to go quite dark because obviously we're going to get rid of all that, but you will see a bit of blonde through there. But I really like that contrast. I think it looks really nice.
I'm just wondering at which stage it'll get to, you know, when you just got the specs.
Yeah,
but
you might.
On the way off that,
yeah, you might still get. Yeah, you'll still get a bit. So it's it'll look awesome. With this back bit, we'll fade all this in, keep it nice and natural. This I'm going to connect in a little bit more because this is very heavy. You can see as I'm lifting it up, this is getting too heavy.
Yeah, I feel that. Actually, I forgot to mention that.
So I'm just doing a horseshoe section. I'm doing it more in a point because I want to kind of I like to kind of dip it a bit lower through there. I'm also working it with the way Ollie wears his hair as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm done my section, I'm going to clipper over comb. But what I'm going to do is I angle it, so I tilt it out like that. Rather than, because he likes to come in at an angle, because he likes to wear it all back. So I'm kind of putting my guide through here. And it's nice because with the blonde as well, I can actually see a lot better, like where my guide is.
Yeah, I can see the difference on the camera as well. I'm like, wow.
I love cutting this kind of hair colour with the natural coming through, and I can see that's my meeting point. I'm coming up with that. And with Ollie's hair, his hair's very straight textured naturally, so you just got to be careful. If you go too short, it might start lifting up a little bit. I'm going to go in with a number 2, and then maybe just a 1.5, depending on what Ollie wants.
Yeah,
he gets
1.5 sounds good, as long as that it doesn't go too high with I just conscious of having a really thin, long.
Yeah, you don't want it to be too top heavy. We don't want Jedward.
No.
So you can see now it's just getting rid of all the kind of excess bleach through there. So when I'm clipping, I kind of go in all different directions, so kind of this way, just to catch all those hairs through there.
Yeah, it's quite hard to
Get that nice clean line now through there. What we're going to do now is I'm just going to do my 1.5 just around the edges, so it still blends, but it's just a little bit tighter around there because the sides always grow quite quickly, as every guy with short hair knows. Cool. So I'm just going to go with my 1.5 guard. And then with obviously this bottom area, I'm going to taper that in a little bit more, take that in a bit tighter at the back.
interesting.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
When I was in the dress circle, still a pretty good view though.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good.
When they sing when she sings "And I'm Telling You," oh my god, my mum is like in bits. So I'm just doing like a 1, kind of 1.5, 1, kind of, and then I'm gonna just go with my 1/2 and 0 and just clean that neck hair. All right. So all I'm gonna do now is just kind of clean up the edges, just sharpen it up through here, and I'm just gonna use my wool detailers. Gotta get those little ear hairs as well.
Oh yeah, get them away.
Yeah.
I noticed a few of those recently. I'm like, you can make a move.
Yeah, you see, goodbye. I'm just following the kind of natural line of the hairline. Don't want to go cutting into it too much. Would you like me to keep your sideburns quite natural, or do you want quite a solid square line, Ollie?
I think let's go for a solid square line. What do you reckon?
Bang.
Make it a bit
Done.
sharper.
2 seconds.
Let's do it. And what about the back at the neck? Is that rounded or straight?
No, I've tapered that in. It looks more natural that way.
Okay.
If you square and round it, it doesn't grow out as nicely. Okay. Especially because a lot of people's hairline doesn't grow like in a straight line or rounded. You know, a lot of people have like swirls and and just by cutting, like I still remember seeing someone on the train who had it like when it grows like that, they cut it into a V, and I'm sorry, but a couple of days it doesn't look very nice.
Okay.
And
she knows her stuff.
And you want the haircut to look good. You know, you want the haircut to last. You know.
Yeah.
If you feel like you need it done after a couple of days, it's not good. It's not good. So I'm sectioning out where the parting is how Ollie wants to wear it. Mm-hmm. So what I'm doing now is I'm connecting these side bits from here to here, and then we'll work with the top. A lot of guys complain about how heavy these parts are, and
I'm always whinging about my corners.
Yeah, and that's because you're going short to long, and how much weight and length you have up here, it pushes. So we like to create a haircut on a square shape. If you take this corners off and you go more round, it kind of goes a bit of an angle like that. It doesn't sit as well, and you've got all these little short hairs that grow through. So that's kind of why we like to keep it more square. That's why clients go.
It doesn't seem to suit my head shape, does it, Sky? Like if it's rounded, it goes
too much.
Yeah,
so if someone's rounded your hair, you better grow that out. So you can see I'm just pulling it down. So I'm kind of creating that kind of V shape through here. So again, just kind of connecting these in. I'm just lightly point cutting. Got to be quite gentle with Ollie's hair, because obviously bleached hair is a bit more sensitised, more damaged than non-coloured hair. So you can see when he wears it back now, you can just see it's got that nice swept back look.
Sharp.
I've done the crown, but what I'm going to do is take vertical. It is vertical, right? Forward sections, and then lift it all up. So I'm sorry, Ollie, I'm going to have to give you some weird centre parting.
Go for it.
But there is some method to my madness.
Yeah.
It will all make sense to the world. It's like a 90s boy band throwback. Was it like Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys?
Oh, yeah.
Here. Cool. So I don't want to take too much off the top. Literally. So you can see, previously it's been over directed. So all I want to do is just blend that, connect that back in a little bit more through there. So I'm just kind of bringing it all back to my previous section, Again, not taking loads off, but just kind of just checking the shape, making sure it all blends. So I'm going now across, because we've been cutting up this way. I'm now bringing it up just to check it, make sure it's at level, which it is. And all I'm going to do is something I like to do, is slicing. So you're just slicing the hair out. So you can see I'm creating like short pieces within the hair. What that basically does, it just texturizes the hair without using thinning scissors, because I don't really like to use thinning scissors, especially on bleached hair, because it just dries the hair, it goes too fluffy.
And I hate thinning scissors.
And we don't like thinning scissors that much.
No way. I had bad experiences.
Yeah.
I have as well.
Yeah.
No,
They created a hole here on my
Yeah, it's exactly what happened to me on my crown. They just took it down to that much hair.
But that's the kind of barbershops where, you know, it's more about speed, but like, you know, which is, you know, there's...
Come out there, it kind of looked okay, but when I washed it at home,
yeah,
style,
yeah.
what the fuck?
I know, that's exactly what happened to me.
That's why I like to cut the hair, wash it and dry it, because then I can see how when you do it at home as well, rather than wash it halfway through the service. And then I kind of just brush it to see how we wear it. Obviously you've got to be a bit gentle with the hair. That's the thing with Ollie's hair. If it sits at a place, you can tell because of how straight it is, how jumpy it is.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do with Ollie's hair is I'm going to wash it and I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to start texturizing the sides, because obviously you can see it's a little bit heavy, which is fine because obviously the colour, but I just want to refine it and just kind of check it or make sure you're happy with it.
Cool.
Sound good? Liking it?
Loving it.
Perfect. And then with this side, with straight hair, I kind of like to dry it all back just to give the hair a bit of a bend. With Ollie's hair now, you can see from where we've cut it. But all I'm going to do now is just really lightly scissor over comb it. Because if we go any shorter, it's going to jump up.
I think this is blonde hair.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right, you tell us what you do.
Yeah, so all I'm doing is just lightly scissor over comb in that line. You're still going to get a bit of a line whatever you do with this kind of hair colour because of the two-tone. What I'm going to do as well as I'm doing it is just really lightly point cut it, because I really just want to soften it. I don't want to do it too much with the thinning scissors if I can. I don't really want to do that, so I just kind of want to do it more with my scissors. So I do with the hair, to bring it down and then I twist it and just soften it, because what that does, it just bevels the hair, kind of encourages it to sit back a bit more. What would you like me to put in finishing wise?
Maybe something matte.
I tend to go with a fingernail amount to start with, and then just a little bit of one pump of that mythic oil, and then all I want to do is just really cover the whole hair. How's that feeling for you?
It's feeling fabulous.
All good.
I love it from that side as well.
I know. This is like one of my favourite looks, that bleached, and it looks wicked.
I'm hair jealous for once.
I know, we
yours is
all
great.
are. Cool.
I love that line though, sharp.
I'll just
I
show
feel like
you.
Grace Jones.
So you can
Nice.
see.
Love it.
It looks more of a style now, but you can see dips into that nice little ducktail at the back. Like, it just gives it more of a style.
I like that a lot.
Thank you very much, Ollie. Thank you for letting me
thank
do
you.
your hair. And yeah, so this is kind of 2 back and sides, 1.5, and we just really lightly trim the top, which just added more texture.
Now that you're done with this video, head over to our shop and treat yourself to some find Beardbrand products. If you're not already a subscriber, be sure to hit that button and keep on watching some more of our awesome videos.